Hope everybody had a good week. Screen. I'm a little bit late. I just came back right now. I just like the header says, I just locked up a deal right now. So I'm on that one. Okay. So let's look at this one real quick. Again, repetition always makes perfect. Let's look at this breakdown of this live call.
I'm calling back about to buy my home.
Okay, who am I speaking with today?
John.
Always
Hi, John.
confirm. Show that you're happy to talk to them.
Jonathan, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for asking.
All right.
And you spoke with Alex on the phone about your interest in selling your house?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Awesome. And I am calling back to verify that the information we got from you is correct so that we can come to an agreement to purchase your property. Is this the best number to contact you on, Jonathan?
Yes, ma'am. 5610.
5610. All right, awesome. And Jonathan, do you happen to have an alternative number where we may reach you at?
No, ma'am, not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Perfect. Always verified numbers.
And it does look
There's
like I have
another
your
one.
email
Perfect.
address, which is great.
Not just go
And
with that
Jonathan,
one.
you did call us because you have a house you are hoping to sell. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. We are definitely looking for another house to buy right now. And your house sounds like the kind we're looking for, too. And the property is not currently listed with a real estate broker, correct?
Confirm. Nowadays, we can still do
It's not listed. That's great.
ways
And
that
we
we can
are
work
speaking
around
about
that.
30th Street.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. And it looks like the repairs we'll have to pay is about $2,500. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. That sounds good. Jonathan, what's causing you to want to sell this property?
I lived there
Ask
my whole
why you want to sell
life.
this property
I
now.
just really want to
You might we modified the way we ask those questions. Again, you can always ask that straight front. What would you be reason? What reason would you have? What reason would you have to sell this property? Another way to ask it. Okay, perfect. What's the condition? Oh, it sounds again. I always ask the condition. The way that I phrase it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we can definitely buy your property cash as is. Condition wise, what's the condition from 1 to 10, 10 being the best? Oh, it's an 8. Perfect. Okay. Well, it sounds like it's a pretty good house. Is there anything wrong with the area, or why are you selling? That way, you're asking why they're selling without asking them. Oh, is there anything wrong with the area? It's like, oh, no, there is good. It's just that, and they'll tell you more unabrasive as far as asking the questions. Ask, oh, so sounds like it was pretty good. Is there anything wrong with the area? And then have them respond to you to that question, and you'll get a better response the way they ask is that, okay, the house looks pretty good. Again, is there anything wrong with the area? And leave it at that, pause. And they'll be like, no, the area is good, and it's just because, and they'll basically give that information without having to ask that question. You basically ask without asking. So you might want to try it both ways and see which one works better for you. Again, some ways work better for other people. As long as you get to the money, do what works for you.
Relocate. Go somewhere else.
Relocate. All right. Is there anything wrong with the property or the community?
You see, asking that. Don't say with the yeah, I can say that, I guess. Is there anything wrong with the area? And then you just pause it there.
No, man, it's our community. It's by not too far from the Little Rock Central Historical School, and there's a bunch of elementary stuff around it.
Wow, that sounds good. So you're just looking to relocate and get out of there, and we can certainly help you with that. What have you done so far to try and sell your house?
I tried to sell it to one person, but they tried to lowball me, and I knew they were getting more for it, so I did not go through with that agreement.
Did not go through with that agreement. So you've spoken with another person, and do you have to sell this house?
Now, remember, that's your opener to ask the question. When he said they're trying to lowball me. Okay, well, perfect. When you say lowball, what does that mean? And you wait for them, because they're gonna give you a price. So if they give you let's say you don't know anything about this property, and he gives you a price, and that price was $20K below your price, then you already have a lower price. And of course, if you have a better price, then it's different. But at least you know what was his start line. What was his that low offer that he didn't want to take, and then you go from there.
In order to buy the next one, Jonathan?
So again, always be open to seeing this what's it called? These statements by the seller that they give to you openly, so you can use them and monetize the information.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Yes, we do. All right, that just makes us the perfect buyer for you. Because we're not looking for a house to live in, we can actually buy your house and close on the date of your choice. With that being said, when would you say is the soonest you would be able to sell your house and close escrow by?
I hope today.
Today? Well, that'd be great for me if it's great for you. And have you considered simply renting or leasing this property?
Yes, ma'am, I have thought about that.
You've thought about it. And are you currently occupying the home right now?
No, ma'am.
No? Is there tenants in the home?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Again, the way you can rephrase the have you considered renting it or owner finance? Well, renting it, right? You said that. The way you can say, well, if we don't agree with the cash price, that maybe the cash price might be not the best one that you want, would you be open to getting more for the property? But if you give us terms, as far as give us 36 months for us to pay you back in full, is that something you might be open to? Again, you might want to throw those digs in as you are talking to the client, because maybe he is open to doing owner finance. Maybe the 80K, let's say you offer 80K cash, does not work for him. But if you give him 100 owner finance, you can probably owner finance that deal to somebody else as a wrap for a better price. Just be open to, when you ask those questions, you ask questions intentional, with intention behind it.
All right. And when asked about what you believe the property to be worth in today's market, you said about $40,000. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
$40,000. Great. And
40,000, wow.
are you aware of how much it costs and all the expense that are involved with selling a house like yours to a traditional buyer?
No, ma'am, I did not.
No, you do not, and that's fine. To be honest,
It's always good to inform clients. Well, you know more or less what it takes for you to sell this property, because most clients might be thinking that if they sell it for 45, they might get 45. It's good to actually know, no matter who. If you sell it to me or anybody else, there's going to be commissions, closing costs, et cetera, et cether, et cetera. The good thing with us is that you'll be able to save that price. But we gotta that fee, but we have to get a better price. Man, I'm going on my second cup of coffee, so I'm a little bit over accelerated. So you will be able to get a better price going with a realtor, but you get to pay the fees. For us, you save the fees, but you give us a better price as far as a purchase price because we can do it faster, no inspections, no repairs.
With you, most home sellers are not aware of how much it costs, and not until they're ready to sell do they discover that sometimes the seller's closing costs could cost anywhere from 10 to 20% of the sales price just to sell their house through a real estate agent. So if the property was worth $40,000, you'd be looking at anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jonathan. Is there a mortgage on this property?
No, ma'am.
There is no mortgage. That's awesome. And Jonathan, I did want to tell you a little bit about what we do and what we can do and the kind of benefits we provide. We actually buy houses like yours all the time, and we're going to pay for all of the
make it a habit, make it a routine, the same spill over and over again. We're looking here for repetition.
Escrow fees. We're going to pay for those, as well as the transfer tax, termite clearance, and roof certification. And that list goes on, so there is no cost to you. And we do buy the properties in an as-is condition, and I understand that there is, $2,500 worth of repairs. We're actually going to assume the responsibility for that. There is, we're going to pay for them, whether we've seen them already or not. So that's pretty cool. And one of the positive factors about selling us your house is that you or whoever is currently living in the property can stay there for as long as they need to, and we can still get you the money on the date of your choice. We will pay cash when we buy your house, so you can have a peace of mind knowing it's sold, and finally give you the chance to go move somewhere else. And not only sold, but sold to someone who can afford to buy it. Because we don't have to rely on a bank to qualify your house, nor do we need to beg them for a loan and risk them changing their minds at the last minute. And believe me, there's nothing more frustrating than seeing a deal break down in escrow. And this is not going to happen to you. Isn't that really what you want, Jonathan?
Reaffirming, you want somebody that can close on your property, that gives you a cash price. Might not be the cash price that you want, but it'll be a cash price that they can actually close on and not have to cancel it when you're actually at the closing table.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, of course. And, it's pretty easy. And you were looking to walk away with no less than $25,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, correct.
$25,000. Is that the lease that you will take?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now, just with the tonality, he probably has a couple of thousand less that you can take.
Yourself doing better than $25,000?
What range are you talking?
Well, I would like to know what is the least amount of cash you are hoping to walk away with?
Again, she left it off because he asked them, well, how much you want to give? He said, well, I would like to know how much you would like to take. And stay quiet.
Yeah, let me try to, I don't know, I guess 20.
Boom,
20?
5K more.
Okay.
And now she's going to come up with a lower price.
Do you think you could do 15?
15.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, what something's worth is what somebody else is willing to pay. That's what something actually is the actual worth of something. Their motivation, their urgency as a condition is what makes something be worth less than what it would actually be worth if they didn't have no motivation, if they didn't worry about repairs and then they need money. So remember, what somebody's willing to, what something's worth is what somebody else is willing to pay right there and then. As us as investors, if we are willing to pay this much today, would you match it? Yes, that means that property for him and that family, it's worth that much that day.
I don't know. It's a pretty big house.
Pretty big house.
Big. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So would you consider 15?
She went back to the same original price.
No, ma'am. Sorry.
Hey, that's no problem. You don't need to be sorry. So let me ask you this: if you sell this house today, you are committed to selling it for $20,000.
Yes, ma'am.
20,000. Okay. So if I could get you a purchase agreement and the purchase price of 20,000, you are ready to sell your house today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jonathan, we're going to go ahead and move forward and buy your house, okay? The email where I can send you a purchase agreement is at yahoo.com. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So I will send you the purchase agreement here shortly. If you could go ahead and get it signed and either email or fax it back to us, and we can open escrow right away. When do you think I could get it back?
Hopefully today I can get it back to you, or tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'll go ahead and send that right over to you, and congratulations on selling us your house.
So again, that's another breakdown. Again, acknowledging the client. Again, there's ways you can, again, whatever works for you, and you can systematize it as far as being able to do the same thing over and over and over. Do it. Again, there's multiple ways. Again, you acknowledge the client, ask for the phone number, ask the condition. That's where I ask for condition. Okay, looks like a great property. What would you? Is there an issue with the area? No, the area is good. It's because we don't say because this. Okay, perfect. And then you shoot for the gut. Okay, so how much are you asking for it? You pause. Then okay, perfect. Okay. Well, based on that area, again, if the price makes sense, then you can definitely ask around the price. Now you can throw in the, well, okay, so you want 85. Okay. Do you know more or less what's going to cost you to sell it? If you were to sell it to someone traditional that's not an investor? You want to say traditional, not an investor? Investors pay cash. Traditional means they have to go through the whole process. And if they say what's traditional, well, yeah, commissions, closing costs, time frame, repairs, inspections, appraisals. That was going to charge you around 10 or 15%. Again, 6% commission, 3% closing, 3% repairs, 3% discount, 3 months worth of waiting as far as maintenance costs as far as mortgage, lights, water, etc. So it's going to be around 15%. So if you actually sell it for 85, you'll be netting this much. Now, us investors, we can definitely buy cash, but we know that eventually, once we resell it, we're going to have to pay. We can pay all this fees. So how much are you willing to sell it? How much do you think you want to walk away? So if you sell it for 85, you're going to walk away with 69, let's say. I didn't do the math, but I'm just saying 69K. And then that's with their number. How much is it worth, or how much do you want? 89K. Well, if you were to sell that house to a traditional buyer at 85,000, how much do you think you're gonna actually walk away with? Like, really? Okay, yes. And 3-4 months from now. Now, when you tell them, okay, perfect. Well, based on the conditions, sir, if that price may, like, again, going back to yourself, knowing your market, if that price makes sense, then ask me, okay, well, I can actually buy you in and buy it at 69K. If it's a price that actually makes sense. If it's a price that doesn't make sense and you want to be like at 50, then you tell, okay, well, based on the area, there's a house 2-3. You know where the street is, which is 2 streets north, West Street. Yes, there's a house similar to yours that sold just last week, and it actually sold for 55,000. And then you wait. You don't have to ask a question, because they're gonna most likely answer, well, my house is worth more than that. Perfect. I'm not saying that's how much we're gonna pay. I'm just saying that's where the statistics of the area is. And then you, okay, perfect. Well, 69K is what you gonna be walking away with, sir. Hold on. So 69K is what you walk on away with if you sell it for 85. So again, if I can buy this property right now today, again, save you all this time frame and cost, is that a price that you can be negotiable on? He said, well, how, and they're going to ask you, well, what were you thinking, or would you take this? And then if they don't give you a number, okay, well, based on the area, based on the other property, and this property looks a little bit better than the other one, we can probably just be around the 55K range, or whatever range makes sense. But the first thing you need to know what your maximum allowable offer that you're gonna buy this property at. You need to know your market. Again, I don't use what's called like paid services to get my value. I just do Zillow. Zillow's pretty good. It's pretty knowledgeable. Again, I've only used it in my area. In other areas, I don't know if it's really that good in other areas, but I know for a fact in my area, I know if I can look at Zillow, I can look at the comps, I know how much what property's worth and what I can buy it for. And then you go from there. Once you say yes, lock it up. Again, I always reaffirm the lock. If it's a virtual, perfect. Well, Mr. X, based on that, so you do agree to the 55? Perfect. What's your email? Okay. What are we gonna do, sir, before we actually send people over there, as far as we have to pay them from our inspections fund, because we do have to do the inspections. Let me go ahead and send you the agreement that we agree that you're gonna sell it to me at 55 and we're gonna buy it at 55, and you're gonna give me access to do other inspections, etc. Now, what is your email? Perfect. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and send you an agreement that's gonna say that we're gonna buy for 55. The closing cost is this. The closing date is this. Time frame is this. Now it's 2 p.m. right here now. You can do two things. Are you by a computer? Yes. Okay, then give me 20 minutes. Let me go ahead and send it to you right now. If it's not by a computer, okay, well, let me send it to you right now. I'll give you about an hour and a half to see it, and let's get on a call like around 4:30. And then let's talk about it if you have any questions. If you do have any questions, write the number, because all the bullet points have numbers. Write the number down as far as what you got questions on, so you won't forget it when I call you back. How does that sound? Perfect. Now, before I hang up, again, you are agreeing that if what I'm telling you, it is on the documentation, that you will go ahead as far as selling you the property at that price. If they say yes, perfect. Then just send it over and then lock it up. Like in my area, I physically go. Again, there's been statistics as far as numbers that you get a better price when you're physically there. But again, if you're not physical, again, as long as the price makes sense for you, go ahead and lock it at that price. And then you lock it up, and then you go from there. You do it. Once you have it approved and signed, then you can do your walkthrough with the clients, etc. Or if you're gonna buy it as a hotel, etc., etc. And yeah, that's basically what I would be doing as far as sending the contracts, locking up the contract before you send it. Okay, Mr. X, we agreed at $55,000. This is your email. I'm gonna make sure that the contract that I send you says this. And once you get it, you are agreeing that you're gonna go ahead and sign that documentation as far as for us to continue with the purchase, right? Perfect. They might say no anyways, but you wanna give them over the phone confirmation signature, like you are gonna confirm it, et cetera, et cetera. What's going on, Vic?
What's up, man? How are you?
How you been? I'm doing good. I'm sorry for getting here late. I went to lock up a contract here.
Woo!
Just came back. I was telling you, like, it was a slow week last week, but this one, again, this was another good SEO. This came from an SEO. Again, it's another at least 20K on this deal. The property is worth around 200K. It's awesome. The property itself is fucking clean from the inside. Let me show it to you. Let me end this shit on. Stop sharing. Look at that beauty there.
Wow, looks clean from. Oh, nice.
And it's
It has
furnished.
that. Wow. What were the numbers on this one? I missed it.
I haven't talked about it. So it's probably worth as is. Probably around 199. 199. So if I hotel, I can probably sell it for one. What's going on, Justin? Hey, who's that behind you? Hey, Justin,
Sorry, dude.
Do you have a call right now?
No, man. I was just playing around. I forgot you was in here for a minute, man. Sorry, bro. Hey, keep rocking, dude.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hi, ma'am. Who's that lady in the back? So this property, it's worth probably, as there's some properties there that are being sold for 199, 205, 215. This property being 1,500 square feet, 1,440 being, again, literally moving ready, is probably worth 179, 189 at a discount.
Wow.
Because it's not fully remodeled, it's just clean. So I'll probably sell it for like 160 to an investor as a rental. It comes with, I was able to negotiate all the furnishing, which is all the beds, stove, what else? The fridge and other stuff, moving ready, the what's it called? The living room furniture, the kitchen furniture, everything ready to move in. That can probably rent for $1,500.
Nice. So turnkey everything, huh?
Turnkey, yeah. And that was from an SEO, and I got another SEO. Let me show it to you. This is pretty nice. The house, man.
Wow.
With the kitchen, this is my kitchen, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Again, it's nice.
It has the Texas style tile and everything.
Yep. What's it called? It's clean. Again, they wanted just to, and again, like I was telling you, what something's worth, it's what somebody else is willing to pay right there and then. So this one came from an SEO. It came in Tuesday through an SEO. Yeah, it was Tuesday through an SEO. She didn't want to give me the address. They're like, well, what do you want me to, how can I set up a call, a drive-by? You don't want to give me the address. And then, because she laughed at it, let me see if I can show you the screenshot. So how was your week? Sorry, man. Tell me while I look for this.
I didn't do much this week because I'm still sick and my
You're still
partner,
sick?
so yeah, we're still sick. Well, we will get back on it next week for sure. So no more excuses, but I was able to call Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So at least for like, you know, my 5 phone calls a day, 5 conversations, not 5 phone calls.
Yeah.
But none of them really resulted to anything. The market's hot. I feel like a lot of people are more hot. So definitely there's a lot of follow-up calls, but no, I didn't get any lucky. I didn't get lucky to close anybody the same day.
I get you. Let me see.
But when you say SEO, were these like, you know, like probate and like from your website, the probate websites and the
No, this is for
websites?
the, like I say, I have websites that for a specific city, right? But this is from the I buy houses and the cityname.com. She sent me I have the integration. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I have the integration again with the text. He texted me. So yeah, this came in on the 9th.
Yeah, so on Tuesday. So they just
Yeah.
filled out your website and they just sent you a text.
Yeah, well, she sent me a text. I need to set up an alert where it's a text from that again, maybe you can help me out with this. When it's a text from the website chatting, I need to get an alert on it, like a trigger.
Like when
You know-
you're chatting with the chat bot?
The
And
chat
then
widget, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out something out. There should be a trigger.
Yeah, there should
Some
be
kind of trigger.
yeah, and because the contact source, it adds chat widget there. I guess we can do when a chat with a contact source is updated, we can do whatever or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was an organic search. Like people,
Nice.
they wanted to search for sell a house in that area. I came out, hey, I'm trying to sell my house. It's in Spanish. Let me see. So it says, oh, I'm trying to sell my house. What's it called? Okay, well, let's say good morning. What's the address? I went straight to the address. It's like, you think we can set up an appointment? Like, yeah. It's like, yeah, that's the process. So I can go see it in person. Like, oh, she's like, of course. And she's like, well, and I went back to what's the address? He's like, he said, what do you need the address? She laughed, like, what do you need the address for? You haven't even asked for you haven't even set up the appointment. She's like, and then she's like, I'm out of the valley, but it's here. I'll be here on Friday. If you want to make an appointment, it's in this area. And I was like, and then okay, because she laughed at it, and I got a little bit upset. She's like, how do you want me to set up an appointment? You didn't give me the address. And I put a question mark. It's like, well, pues con la cita ¿qué dijo la señora? Pues con la cita se silencia, ¿no? And I guess with the address, you can with the appointment, you can set up the address. Like, yeah, but I need the address. And she's like, you want to go see it first? It's like, if you want to drive by it, or you want to see it on Google. And then she called me.
Oh, okay. So
So
you kind of
she's-
pre-qualified them with text a little bit, right? Before you called them? Kind
Yeah, I tell her, okay. I was like, you can tell with as far as the motivation with how somebody what's it called texts you back also, and how you hear them. When I asked for the addresses, you're like, whoa, wait, you haven't even asked for the appointment. Like, yeah, well, I need the address to go see it. And then she's like being a little bit smart. I'm like, okay, and I got upset. How do you want me to set up an appointment? You don't give me the address. And then she's like, oh, you want to see it online? And then she called me. And then like, well, ma'am, well, if you're serious about selling, let me see if I can. Let me see what. So I told her I need to have the address so I don't go in there blind, because again, I want to know a little bit of information from the neighborhood. And once I go there, I can give you a better price. Because if I don't know anything about the neighborhood and you just tell me the day of, I'm gonna give you a low ball offer. I might think this, like, I think Justin had one of my first one-on-one calls that I did with Justin. He said, like, do you usually buy, like, he made the example, do you usually buy cars just without asking questions? Like, no, I want to ask questions so I can know about the car. If you don't want me to ask questions or you don't want to answer them, then I'm gonna think that the car is just a show. So I'm gonna give you my price based on that. It's gonna be the worst house. That it's gonna have foundation issues. It's gonna have this issue. That the neighborhood sucks.
Right.
Like, I need to have this information. And then like she gave me the address, and then we texted. Oh, so wait. So we texted her. She wanted to be, and I asked her straight up front, 21 years. And I asked her, well, how much do you want? She's like, well, serious. Honestly, I want it to be a 160. The house is nice, it's clean, whatever. He's like, okay, I understand. Based on that, that's a good price to resell it at. But of course, you got to go to inspections, conditions, etc. And she's like, I might not be the best option. She's like, and then this is what I put it here. Okay, but it's probably better to sell it with an agent. I told her. And then I actually gave her an agent that I know here in the area, and I gave her her website, so you can sell it at 160. Again, wait 3 to 6 months and then get your cash. Because we got to be between 104 to 121. That's to be our price box, and then with no fees to you. But I know that price doesn't work for you. And then she's like, no, it's too cheap. Okay, she's like, it's too cheap. Okay, thank you. And then I told her, well, whatever. If anything changes, let us know. And then she said, okay, likewise, thank you. She texted me back. If you can give me 130, it'll work. So when I told her no, she texted me, if you give me 130, it'll work. And then I texted her back, if you can do 120, it'll work. And she's like, no, it's too cheap, etc. And then I paused a little bit. It's like, you know what? I spoke to my boss. We can do 130 because we can use it as a rental. And then she said, okay, when are you coming down? Because again, it's a good deal. I just wanted to get a better deal as far as I wanted to get like a bigger spread. But I was like, nah, let me lock it up. So then she's like, okay, well, I'll come in there on Thursday, and I'll see you in the house on Friday. Okay, perfect. And then that's it. So this house, there's some in the area. Let me see if I can show it to you. 30.
Between when you when she hung up the first time and then when she called you back, how long was that? Was it like 30 minutes, 4 hours?
All this happened. No. All this happened when she called. So she texted me. That's what I'm telling you. She texted me at 9 p.m. And I didn't see the text until the next day. That's why I need to have a text that, it's someone's online right now chatting with me. So I need to get an alert so I can get on the text. Because she texted me at 9:17 p.m. and I replied to her at 10:21 the next day. Because the only reason why I saw this, Vic, is because we had the reply, so it went to the reply box. So that's why shit, this is some, and I know that. Okay. Yeah, like, oh shit, this is. I should have answered back then. Like, again, I need to find out how to do a trigger that if it's a chat conversation, I need to get on it real quick.
Yeah.
So then I texted her in the morning, hey, buenos dias, whatever. She's like, okay. And then she texted me. So we started at 10:21, texting. She didn't want to give me the address. And then we were texting. And then she calls me at 10:29. So within 4 minutes after I sent the first text, she texted me back. Within 9 minutes, she called me back. Right. So as soon as we were texting, she didn't want to give me the address. So within 9 minutes of the first good morning text, she texted me back. She called me, and then we spoke. And then we hung up we talked for 2 minutes, and then she sent me the address, and then we talked. So from 10:30, when she gave me the address, we texted. And then I told her we were texting back. We texted for like 20 minutes, 10:51. No, 10:56. We're still texting. 11, we're still texting. And I asked her, how much do you want for it? When I asked her how much she want for it, she texted me within 5 minutes. And I told her, so then she texted me with 5 and I waited 10. So unfortunately, that price doesn't make sense for us. It's like, okay, you were our first option. He's like, oh, perfect. I can always recommend you another a realtor. So I give her a realtor, and then at 11:21, she said, okay, thank you. And then at 11:23, she's like, well, if you can give me 130. And then I said 11:30. Okay, I'll do 130. So no, I did 130 at 10:44. So from 10:21 to 11:44, that's when we lock it up. So that's what, like an hour and 20 minutes of texting back and forth. There's probably like 30 texts between us.
I like what you did there because, of course, this person is texting you. They know you're an investor, but like in the first 1 or 2 minutes, you're saying, well, that's a good price for me to resell it or something like that, right? That's within range. So they know that you're going to resell it, you're an investor and stuff like that. So they're continuing the conversation. They know. And then you push them away. It's like, you know what? That's not within range, right? You can get more with a realtor. You just have to wait 3 to 6 months. If you want more money, I'm not your best option. Go wait 3 to 6 months with a realtor. I can recommend you one. So
yeah, that's the way.
Really
that's John Martinez pushing them away, pushing them towards the listing. And that helped me. Again, of course, I asked her, well, it looks like a pretty good area. Why are you selling? And she's like, well, the only thing we're paying is just the taxes. You know what I mean? So I know why it was basically, it's an empty house that they've had. But yeah, again, let me see if I show you this. Honors. So in that subdivision, the one that I have is what is it? It's 1,400 square feet. There's one being sold for 154,000. That's 963 square feet. There's another one being sold for 135. That's 963 square feet. And then there's another one being sold for 139. That's 1,200 square feet. So I know for a fact, these houses that are being sold, the one for 154 is fully remodeled. So I know for a fact this one not being fully remodeled but being clean with the furniture, I can probably get like from an investor 160, even 155, and I can probably just get a little bit more for the furnishings. As far as, I'll throw in the furnishings. As far as if not, I can sell it. The fridge is worth 1,000 at least. The stove is worth 1,000 at least. The beds are pretty nice beds. So I have at least like 10,000 worth of furnishings there that I got for 5.
And you can, I know this because I do eBay. It's like you can find a wholesaler that you can sell it to quickly, like in one day for 5, 6, 7,000, and then they could sell it for 10 or 8 or something like that. Like if you didn't want to do it all yourself individually and pay for moving, just tell one of those guys, hey, I'll sell it to you everything one day. You go pick it up. Just give me give me 4 or 5 grand now. Give me 6 grand now.
Yep. So again, there was a good deal. Within an hour and a half, I locked it up over the phone, and then I went to go see it, and I got the contract this morning. I had the appointment at 10. But again, it was a slow week last week. But again, the SEOs are my websites are always out there, so they're out there again. And like I told Vernon, I have 10 cities within my area. So I have 30 websites on the cities. I got the We Buy, I got the I Buy, and I like Compro Casas, the Spanish one. And they all have the same address. The same I buy houses in the city, and We Buy houses in the city, and then I buy houses in Spanish and then the city.
Was this the Spanish one? Did she go on the?
No, she went on the I Buy houses.
And then she texted you in Spanish.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. But the SEO works, man. The SEO, it's key to be able to get deals because it's always working for you. And the only thing is that because and I got 2 deals like that. That one's one, and then I got another SEO that she needs to send me pictures. That one's even better because that one I got it for. Hold on, I do have a tag for SEO. Let's see.
Kind of off tangent question, but I think it's pretty relevant because I know most of your markets, or not most of your markets, but some of your markets, would you say the majority of them are like Spanish and Hispanics, or is it just half, or what's the demographic like? Because I know
Demographic wise, yes, it's a bunch of, we're in a Hispanic area. But as far as in general, like, no, we have yeah, all kinds of like this one, she called me, she's not from the Valley. She is from, let me see, she's from Houston, I think.
Oh,
one day ago now, it's a 512 number. Let me see this activity. Let's see. What's that? This. I need to get better. I need to find it, but she's selling it for her mom.
oh,
She called me from Houston. She got my information through what's it called, the website, and she texted me through the website.
does
So
her
I'm
mom
telling you,
live-
I need to get the response, and I need to text because she was supposed to get her niece to send me the pictures, and she hasn't. Let me need to find it so I can show it to you.
So her niece and her mom lives here, or just the niece?
Her mom lives here. Her niece is not here.
Oh,
I didn't even put the address. I put that. The address is in the chat. It's not in the. I didn't update it. So again, she also visited my website. She visited twice. I guess she searched me once at 10:20 and then another at 10, I guess twice, but it says here page visited twice. And she sent me, it was a chat through there. And this property, again, I told her I can be around, let me see. What did I texted her? Now we need to go see it Saturday. So this Saturday I need to go see it. Okay, perfect. With this number I can reach you. Yes, call. And she called me. This property, I want to be around the 45K range. And it's worth around, fixed up, it's probably worth around 140 because it's a wood house. I think it's a wood house. But again,
Wow.
I'll probably be at 45.
so it needs a lot of work. Is that why the spread is so large?
It's just because that's how much they want.
Oh, okay, even better.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, that's how much they, because she told me about the county appraisal values. Like, yeah, the county appraisal value is basically what the county values it, so you can charge your taxes. And again, something it's just in the fair value of a property. Most people don't add stuff to the property to improve the value. They just keep it clean. So that's what it's worth because it's clean. You haven't added anything new. And based on this, again, 45, 40 will be a good purchase price for it. Let me see if I can. Let me see this real quick. But yeah, that's another SEO that I need to know how to find it. Not how to find it, but as soon as it comes in, as a chat from the website, I need to get an alert.
Yeah. We should fix that because that's
That's money.
every minute that you delay, it's like the lead gets colder and colder. It's costing you money.
Yep, you are correct with that.
Yeah, but it should be a pretty easy fix because any website transaction, you should be able to set up a trigger that at least it alerts you or something.
Yep.
Yeah, we can figure that out. It doesn't take that long. On the other hand, the integration between Facebook and your REI reply, I couldn't figure that one out. Like without Zapier, like you can't do it. So you have to shell out money for that or just let it go to the email.
You couldn't find it out? Yeah, I bet you. I was like, man.
Yeah, I was like the IFTT or like inside REI reply, there's no existing integration. You had to use Zapier.
I was like, man, I hope he finds something. Let me show it to you. So that was the week, man. Again. And this one came in on the August the 10th. So that one, no, they both came in the same day, August the 8th.
Wow.
Yeah, they both came in the same
Tuesday?
day.
Tuesday is lucky for you.
Yeah, at night, and they both came in at night. Well, no, this came in actually on the morning. But you see, this one, I didn't reply to her. I saw this one. She sent me a text at 10:22 on the 8th, and I replied to her at 2:37 on the 8th. The other one, she sent me a text at night,
Mm.
and I replied to her the next day
Mm.
because I didn't know about it. If I would have gotten an alert, I would have texted her that same night.
Would you have called her if she
If she would have called me, I would have called her. Yeah. If she would have
Okay.
said, she would have wanted to give me the address, then I'll have to call her. Let me see. Let me share it with you. Where are you, picture? So do you see this? You see the off-market values estimate? It's 144.
Yeah.
Again, it looks pretty clean. And again, we'll probably be at 45. Again, that's probably another 30K. You would sell it for
And you
70.
said you were gonna rent it for $14.50?
No, this one's gonna be I don't like the area is nice. It's better for me to sell it.
Oh, okay.
On the other property, let me show it to you. The other property, the area is much nicer, and all the houses look the same. They're cookie cutter houses, so again, there's no reason. It's faster for me to. It's better for me to keep it, or I'm thinking this one I'll probably just sell it because it's 20K. So I get 20 for this one and I get 30 for the other one. It's better because again, right now, unless I get like an owner finance deal where they can owner finance it to me, then I'll keep it. I don't want to have money out, so I'd rather I just close the deal and make 20. And I was talking to them like, I got there at 10. I was talking to them like 11:40. That's why I got home. I got home late. It was 11:40, 11:50 when I left over there, and I had to drive back to my house, which is another another 40 minutes, 30 minutes with the traffic. And I got here at 12:30. And like, oh shit, I need to get on. I was gonna go do it from the phone, but not from the phone, but from my laptop. But there was a lot of traffic. Right now, it's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of construction going on. So I was like, nah, let me go ahead and just get home.
Oh, so those videos where you're in the car, you're streaming from your laptop from the car?
Yeah, from my laptop.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I was rushing. Like I don't want to do it. Usually when I stream on my laptop, I plan it before, so I'm not rushed. This time I was rushed. Like, nah, let me just wait to get to the house, and then I'll stream from there. But yeah, that's a good deal, man. I already have a buyer for this one. He's bought another property for me. I'll probably offer it to him at 160 and see where he counters at. But it's clean. I'll tell her 160 and I'll throw in the, what's it called? The furnishings.
Yeah, it's a good deal for him because if rents are like 1,800, it's
that's a good rental. That's a good rental all day, man. And if you bought it for 160, you're more. I don't know. He probably is gonna have to order finance. Or I don't know as far as refinancing, because right now the interest is so high. But even if you refinance it at 160, you still make at least $500 spread on the back end.
And more people are going to be renting now with inflation going up. They're not going to be buying as much.
The rentals, and it's a good area. It's right by the expressway too. So it's a good area. But yeah, man, again, it was a slow week, but then I got 2 back-to-backs on Tuesday, on the 8th, which is Tuesday, I think. Which is good.
How were the ringless voicemails?
Man, I'm getting calls like crazy, dude. I need to pause it because I got so many. I already let me see my session. Right now it's already, the campaign already ended. Let me see. Hold on, let me check. I'm pretty sure because I haven't got any calls.
1500, you already.
No, I did my old driving for dollars leads.
Oh, okay.
That one's already. I'm pretty sure it's already, the campaign's already out. It's already finished because I haven't gotten any calls. But this morning it was like crazy. I was with a call with a lady. I got 3, 2 is 5, 10, 12, 5, 10, 12, 13 calls this morning. And then yesterday I got 5, 7, 6. That's 11 and 12, 15, 20, 25, 26, 31, 31 and 3, 34, 35, 35 and 4, 37 calls yesterday.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Because it was all day yesterday.
So it does average out to like 25 a day. Because if
it averages out to that. Yeah, I dial out 300 numbers, and you call back like around, yeah. But right now I'm pretty sure it's already dead. My campaign's I already went through the whole campaign.
But then you can just redial it again, right? Because not everybody reached you.
Yeah.
Or you didn't.
Now what I need to do, what I did is, so let me look at the replies. I need to call a lot of them because I was with the lady. All these missed calls, I have 5, 8, 9, 10 missed calls that I need to call back. And I'm calling them back. Actually, I'm actually calling them back. So I need to call those back. And then what I did, I tagged them as RVM ones. That means I ringless voice them once. And then I'm gonna probably wait a little bit for the ones that didn't answer me. I'll basically do the read ringless voice them probably in about a week or 2.
Do you hear about the new feature on RI Reply? The power dialer stuff, the 5-line.
Yeah, dialer? What's the cost? Did you figure out? I saw it, but
I think it's either $20 or $30. But it's pretty reasonable because like other dialers are like pretty pricey. They're at least like $70 to $120 or $150 and stuff like that. But
how many lines?
It's 5 lines, which is enough. You don't need 10. 5 is more than enough.
Yeah, per employee. Yeah.
Yeah, because that really increases the if your guy that is in jail ever comes back, it'll make his life a lot easier because then he can go through the 300 list twice a day, right? Because it'll just ring 5 at once till somebody picks up, and he doesn't have to stay on like the whole thing and then like click and then go up. It should. I haven't tested this one out, but most 5-line dialers dial 5 at a time and then hang up and then put a new number in the slot, and basically they're just sitting there until somebody calls them. And even if they didn't reach them, most people are going to call them back after they reach that number. So that 5-line dial is extremely efficient, especially for $20 or $30. That's really, really, really reasonable.
Yeah. Sorry, can you hear me? I can't hear you, man. There you go. You're back. So yeah, it was good. He says $20. My co-caller's back. He called me yesterday, on Wednesday. On Wednesday, he's back. But there was an issue. I couldn't get passwords from a reply. It says cannot send password confirmation. You know how they ask you for the 6-digit code?
The same thing that happened when I set up your thingy.
Yeah, kind of like that. It wasn't sending for some reason. But for
It's
him,
probably-
I have the loan modifications and I'll have him call the loan modifications first. That's probably like 1,300 numbers, which is probably like a week worth of data for him.
Yeah.
If he
And
does
if he-
300.
I think you should try the power line, the power dialer too. See how
But
that
it's-
works.
But like for that, I need to have a lot of data. Oh, unless I make him call.
Because you have people through because you I think the people that you voicemailed, right, that you dropped, right, just send him that list again, and the people that didn't pick up, just have him dial through all those people that didn't reply to you with the 5-line dialer.
Yeah.
Because then it
Is
makes sense because you called, like, for example, you dropped them and they didn't pick up, then it drops again, they didn't pick up. Now you're just basically just gonna go through the cycle with him just calling them once or twice a day.
Is that how can we set up that what's called that on the for that list as far as so they can recycle them back?
Yeah,
Is that
it
something that
should
the
be.
power dialer has?
I think so, because I think you can just add that into the power dial, the power dialer. I'm not sure, but I should test that this week. So you and me, we can.
You
test
got the
it.
power dialer yourself?
I'm gonna get it for Monday. I will, because we're gonna turn through that list too, so we can trade the ideas. So you're not the only one working on that.
Yeah.
But your cold caller should definitely have it, because he can at least, even if he only has 300 numbers, he can cycle it twice or 3 times in a day. And if you're dialing that person 3 times in a day, they're more likely going to pick up than if you just dial them 1 time through your 300, right?
I get you.
So he'll be more
Yeah, it says
efficient
here
at that.
it's $29.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable if you think about it.
Yep. Yeah, for a five dial, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's about time they integrated it.
Too bad they didn't integrate it for free. Then your
They should have,
$50
again.
could have. It's like half the price. It's like 3/4 the price of the RI
whole-
reply itself. Just
whole
the
RI reply, yeah.
dialer.
I guess the cheapest next one cheapest to it is I guess the call tools and the
Mm.
send call, which is $100.
Is it also a 5-line dialer with a CRM?
It's a 12-line dialer. I know send call is
shit.
12 and call tools is 10.
Nice, but I don't think you can build websites and do all the other cool
No,
stuff.
you
That
can't. No, you can't. No, you can't.
Yeah, so
Uh,
RI reply is still really good value.
So yeah, but it's good because again, you can put it again, it's already in the same system. It's just you need to have enough data, like enough data. The question here is like having run through, let's say you put 10K data points and haven't run through one day, and
Right.
it says, well, you're gonna be dialing on average 2,000 calls, 2,000 dials.
Shit.
Let's say per se, because I was doing with a 10-line dialer, I was doing what, like 1,000 an hour, dude. That was dialing 1,000 dials, I think. Yeah, 1,000 dials an hour, and I was getting 50 conversations from that was my target.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I was doing 1,000. I wanted to test it out. I was doing 1,000 dials. It doesn't dial 1,000 an hour
But
if you let it.
isn't there like issues when you dial like 1,000? Like you're hanging up on a lot of people, aren't you? Like
Yeah, you're hanging on a lot of
yeah.
people. Yep, because it was only one person.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, you do hang up. But again, the thing also you want to burn through there as much as possible because you want to get those what's called the low hanging fruits first,
Right.
and then you go
right.
back and you recycle it.
Yeah, I heard I have to double check where they got their statistics from, but it's like 3% of a very like a niche list, not like a niche list. So for example, let's say if you go ahead and pick a list like pre-foreclosures, right? So that's a niche list, but not a super niche list. Like if it was pre-foreclosures and then they were absentee and they had like a lot of equity, that would be a very niche list, right? Because it's a super stack list. But a niche list, like it's somewhere between either 1 to 3% that someone is ready to do business right there today. Like you can close them.
Yeah.
But if it was and then I think they averaged around 1,700 dials to get one deal. That's what the math was. So it's not just like 100, because even though you would 1 to 3% to get a conversation or an appointment, none of those appointment necessarily leads to a deal, right? You might just get a conversation, an appointment, but there's something wrong with the house. The owner's not ready. The deal's not right, but you'll have the appointment, but not necessarily the actual contract. So it takes about 1,700 dials to get that contract. But in a niche list, so if they were like pre-foreclosure, absentee, and like high equity, where there's a lot of stacked lists, it's at like, it only takes like 100 dials. So that's something that I learned. It's like, okay, so the super niche list, but the data in that super niche list is also really small, right? In a pre-foreclosure list, it might be really big, right? You can probably get, if you go a bunch of counties, you can probably get like in the thousands. But in that super niche list, it's going to be like maybe 200 in multiple different counties, because you're not going to get like a super stacked motivation point. So there was the trade-off between there is like, yeah, if you can find a VA that can get you a bunch of data that is super stacked and get it in like a huge quantity, and then the cold caller just like dials that super niche list, then it's like the most ROI effective time, because the VA just spends most of the time just like stacking the list, downloading all the data from all the different counties, and then just stacking that like super niche list, and the cold caller just use that 5-line dialer, just fucking pounds that niche list over and over and over, and then you should be getting deals like left and right.
Yep. And that's the way that what's it called? That's why you want to get deals like that. Like have it just calling the same list over and over and over until you get somebody that actually gets you a deal. And you'll definitely, because again, the data doesn't change. Like once you get the first initial data, the data doesn't change. It just changes a little bit, not like crazy. So let's say like if you do a blanket county and you get 10K data points, the next time you pull it, only like probably 2-3% will change. So it's the data is the same. I think I found out how to do this. Hold on, let me see. Chat. Response. Copy. Let's see. Daily. So it says customer replied, contains phrase. It'll be under the customer reply. Hold on. Customer replied, and then choose the channel. Customer reply contains from the reply channel, the chat widget. Do I put, let me see if I can.
Are you trying to set up the trigger?
Yeah, so that I can get a notification like a text. Add contact tag. No, yes, let's see. And put a SEO. Okay. Not have reply. And send me an SMS.
Yeah, when customer replies from the channel and then send you an SMS.
Yeah, seller is on line now chatting. Send me an SMS. Save. Activate.
And you can do the same thing as in once you set up your email, you can create the same trigger from that channel to send you an email too, because you like it everywhere, right? So,
everywhere, yeah.
So it can send you that, and then it'll send you the email too. And you can even delay it. So let's say you wanted to send an hour later, right? So the SMS first and then the email an hour later.
Yep. Let me see. Let me try it out right now. Message testing trigger. Send message. Okay, so I send the testing trigger message. Oh shit! Watch. Let me see.
There you
Hold
go.
on. Let me see. Let's see right here. The second message says seller is online now chatting. So there we go. That way I can, oh shit, someone's chatting. Let me get on it real quick. Perfect, my brother. Because yeah, those two, I should have responded much faster, but again, because I didn't have the trigger, but now I have the trigger. Thank you, brother. But yeah, man. So again, going back to coming from a slow week, I have one contract for 20. I probably have another one on Saturday for another 30, 40 with that property. I gotta send this lady. But again, you see, it's just consistent. Again, the SEOs, once you do them, again, I do probably have to, because my websites are pretty cool. They're all the same, just they have like this city, this city, this city, this city.
Right.
But yeah, again, once I put them there, now I'm trying to get those GMBs to get reactivated because they dropped 2 of my GMBs now. They're motherfuckers hate me or something. My
Because I think
GMBs
you
are
said that they all have the same number, and then they found
Yeah.
out, and they
found out,
you.
yeah. They killed my GMBs.
But now
Let
you
me
know you
see.
can just buy the numbers from like REI Reply and just set up a different one.
Yeah. But the thing also, I'm trying to build. I did change my number for this last campaign. I got a new number.
Right.
And that's the one that I was doing the driving for dollars too. Let me see. I just need to figure out what if it the call percentage. Let me see. Check right here. So reporting. And it's a new line. That's a new phone line. Let's see. All calls. So this number got 56 calls, 48 first call, which is good. So almost everybody, what's it called? I got 56 calls. Let me see the other one. For the week of July 3, 13, no, let's see. The 8th to the 12th. Why? Well, it's brand new. It's not the same. So this one got 56 calls. Let's see, now you look, because remember, some of these numbers get labeled as scam calls in 1 week. Let me look at the other one. It's 3.
I think if you run that list again, but let's say, well, you don't have to do it now, but the next time you run that same list, if you decide to RMV them again, just try it from a different because you told me your hack online, you're offline. Just try it with a different person. I think I wanted to test. I was gonna call you and ask you if this idea was smart or not, but this might be for your cold caller. There's a voice changer app, right?
Is it the clownfish one?
No, it's not that one. There's this application that I can show you later. But I think if you used it, or if your cold caller uses it, because it'll change the accent too, right? Because your cold caller has an accent, I think, right?
Yeah.
So if you use the app, it'll sound like like the dude doesn't have an accent.
That's good. Like the thing about that is also, remember, people also get attracted by the voice.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we want to make sure that the voices are what's called, that the voices are something that they will like to keep somebody on the phone. But yeah, I had tried Clownfish, which was kind of the same thing, but I had an issue figuring it out. Now, is that app that you were saying, is it free?
It's free, yeah. It's a free app.
Okay, yeah, man,
But
definitely.
there's also a better version of it that's $10. But let's say you like the idea and it worked out, right? Because, for example, because the trick is like that you like to do is you like to call it Alex, and then sometimes you like to, say you're the owner, right? So
Yeah.
if you called Alex and Alex had that one specific voice, and then your cold caller was also Alex and that had that one specific voice, that trade-off would make sense. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I called this person, but they didn't like me, or okay, Alex, you called him already. Now BA take over and with the same voice go through the script. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would still keep that voice consistent. Or you would call them initially as Alex, but then like let's say they wanted to talk to the owner, you call them back as the owner without the voice changer. So
Like I'm telling you,
those are-
like people usually, again, like going back to the boys, again, I met this lady as Alex and I made this lady as me, and
Mhm.
she couldn't tell the difference.
She
Like she
couldn't tell the
couldn't,
difference.
she didn't care. I'm telling you, like they don't care. So this week I was doing some numbers on it. I had 120 calls this week,
Nice.
inbound calls. So now what I gotta do is, again, now that I know that more or less, and this was through different numbers. 3 numbers got most of the calls. That's the way that I'm gonna try to do stats. So I got let's say one number got 56 calls. How many of those calls turn into a lead? So I know more or less. You know what? Every time I do 35 calls, I get 35 inbound calls. I get 1 deal or 1 lead, and then I get 3
Right.
leads and I get 1 deal. That way, now I also want to see, okay, how many data points was in that campaign to get those 56 calls? Well, there was 300 numbers. There was 3,000 numbers on that campaign, and I was dialing 300. So if I schedule to dial 300 numbers, I get 56 calls, and I get 1 deal, 1 lead. Now, if you want to double it, then I'll just dial 600 numbers. Instead of being 1 per every 2 minutes, it'll be 1 every minute. So it'll be dialing until I get a call, and it will double those. I'll see if it doubles from 56 calls to 110 calls. And then that way we can reverse engineer. But the thing here is that I got to answer every single call, because from those 56, I didn't answer 20 because I was traveling or I was on another line.
Yeah, so I think we need to figure out first, how can we make that so you can answer all 20 efficiently, right?
All 20, yeah.
And then
Now,
yeah.
let me ask you this, like, while you're still here, I know you're pretty good with our reply. How do I pause a campaign? Let's say, oh, I just put it on the draft.
Yeah, just put on the draft, because well, you have to hit pause, I think, somewhere, or you can hit it to draft. But
Let me
then
see.
what it does is if you pause it like that, it blasts it all at once. So for example, there's still, let's say, 3 days left in your campaign. I'll give you an example, right? So let's say it was a 7-day campaign, but there's 3 days left. If you pause it or something like that, then when you resume it, it blasts it all at once. So all 3 days at once. Does that make sense?
Oh, so let's say I
Yeah.
pause it right now,
Yeah.
and let's say if it's dialing 1 call every 2 minutes,
Yep.
right? And then I pause it for an hour. So when I put play again, it'll send those 30 dials.
That's theoretically what it should, and that's what I've read. I haven't tried that, but that's what I've read, that's what happens. So when you pause it, it's not definitely a pause. It's just like it queues up. It just
How about if we modify the batch count?
I think
It
so.
says
I
here,
think that's true.
how about if I modify the batch count to 0?
Yeah, if you well, I think if you just cancel the campaign or just delete the campaign in general.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't want to cancel it. The reason why I'm telling you is, like, I want to pause it. Like when I was in this meeting
Right.
with the sellers, I got like 6 calls where I was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to pause it while I'm there to be
You can
able
pause
to.
it. Yeah, I think it'll be
But
fine.
I think I'd rather not pause it. I'd rather just like modify the what's called the batch count to 0, so it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
dial anything.
Yeah,
And
you
then
can just do that, or just change it from right now what it's saying. Let's say it says 1 every 2 minutes, right? Just change it from minutes to days, and then just reset it when you want to fix it, right? So at least you have a 2-day buffer. Let's say you don't want to make calls, or let's say it takes longer, because if you just say 1 or 2 hours, what if your meeting takes longer than 2 hours?
Yeah.
So just set it for days and then just put it down.
Let me look at my billing. What did I tell you last week? Was it? Let's see.
I think you said it was like,
Because now I paused all my inbox, my text. So you see,
think your
something is
bill-
wrong. Something's going on here because it's still charging me.
I think
I was at
last-
22. I was at $22 last week. And then last Friday, I paused all my campaigns as far as my messaging campaigns. I only have that active one, which is the one for the actual campaigns that I'm doing. But it's only 300 numbers a day. If anything, let me see. Hold on. So if it has 300 numbers that it texts 300 numbers times 0.007 is $2 times 5 is $10. Well, yeah, I guess it is. Because now it went from 22 to 41.
So basically nothing changed. So I think it is the voice. It's probably
Yeah.
the voice drops. Yeah.
Because I do times 3 times 6 because I also do Saturdays times 0.002. Yeah, it's $12 a week. It's still doing almost double. I need to find out what's going on because I do have. Let's see.
Because you can see in Twilio, if you don't like REI reply, you just look at Twilio and your account and just see per day how much you're spending and then what's the actual what's the actual things that it's sending it from. Because it'll send like it'll say like SMS or whatever, and then it should say the amount. But
What
think
is
the
this
voice drop-
answering machine detection?
answering machine detection? I don't know.
I'm
Probably
being
the ones-
charged $18 for that.
on top of the 20 or
So
the-
it's 41 for the text, 45 for the voicemails, and 18 for the answering machine detection. I don't know.
I think, I'm not sure, but I think the answering detection is like if they detect that there's a answering machine and they either hang up right away or they something like that. I'm thinking, let me search it.
So based on this, it will probably be $200 a month.
Which is not bad. It's better than your cold caller.
Yes. Yes, it is. What's it called? And yeah, if I track it, I need to now I know that that I'm doing around 56 calls a week. I'll check it out as far as, you know what, okay, it's gonna be $200, but I'm gonna get almost what? Yeah, I'm gonna get around 200 calls in the month, sorry. So 50 calls a week that I gotta be able to work with. It's pretty good, man.
So Twilio says the AMD answering machine detection enables you to determine the receiving side of an outgoing call and tailor your call flow accordingly. So you can determine if it's a human answering machine or a fax machine.
I just don't want to be charged that the $18. I don't care if it's whatever. It's just I don't want to be charged that. But I guess I'll figure it out.
So it
But
was
yeah, so now-
$18 for the month, or was it for
For the
just
whole
week? Okay.
for this first 2 weeks of the month.
Interesting.
So it's almost $9 a week. So right now I'm at a cost. I still got one more day. It's a 107.
But I mean, if it's $200 a month, that means it's $50 a week, which is less than $10 a day, right? Because you're blasting it even on Saturdays and Sundays, right?
Yeah, I'm using it on Saturday and Sundays. Yeah.
So it's
It's
actually
good. Yeah, it's good. I just need to make sure that I keep it at that where I still make sense. Because this one
because you're
should be
about to hire back your cold caller, right? So your cost is gonna double.
so yeah, so that will be 60 per week for my one VA.
Mhm.
100 what am I paying this guy for 40 hours? 40 hours times 3.5, 140, and then plus 50. What's that? That's $250 a week.
Are
So you see that goes to 1,000 times 4. That's $1,000 a month.
are you going to start using the power dialer? Because if you use the power dialer, it's going to get pretty costly though, because if it's ringing 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
but
The
you'll
cost
get
of the dial.
guaranteed way more conversations per day. So it's like your cost will go up, but your conversations also go up. But
Yeah.
I think right
What
now
I might do is I'll probably have to make him part-time.
Yeah.
60, 70, and 50.
Yeah, but it makes sense. If he's part-time, even at half hours, and you're dialing with the $5, he'll be as efficient as he was if he was doing full-time.
So 180 times 4. That'll be 720. So if I make him part-time at 50%, it'll be at 720 a month. So on average, so it's half for him and half for me. Half him doing the calls and then half me doing answering the RVMs.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see.
What do you how are you thinking of solving the 20 calls that you're missing? Because you said that they call you back and then you don't call them right away, right?
I
So
need
that's
to pause the campaign.
Pause the campaign. Okay.
That'll be the way that I can stop it. Because again, trust me, I got like a lot of missed calls. I need to pause the campaigns.
Or maybe do you need to decrease the time from once every 2 minutes to once every 4 minutes?
That'll be too much, because what I'm looking at is that once the campaign's done, the only way you can modify it is in the bulk actions.
Right.
You can no longer modify the drip mode.
All right.
So the only way, let me show it to you. So if you go to automations, campaigns, you can no longer modify it there. Let me see. Let me go in here.
Because can't you just turn it into a draft and then modify it?
Hold on, let me see. Let me try that.
Because I think
Campaign configuration, hello multiples. Go to draft. Save. No, you can't. Once it's in draft mode, it's doing is not sending at all. It doesn't give you the menu again. It only gives you the menu in the beginning.
Can you duplicate that campaign?
It doesn't. The only time that it allows you to to have time frames is in the beginning when you're selecting it from the contact area.
Oh, okay.
So, but here, let me show it to you here. Let me show you this here. So guys, if like whoever's listening right now, we're trying to again be as savvy as possible with the campaigns, so that we don't first of all, we don't lose money, that all the dollars that we put out there are being an effective source of you getting deals and leads. So this one, the bulk campaigns, let me show you this one. So this is what I was telling you. So when you select campaigns only, you see, I'll tell you, that's why I wasn't getting any more calls. It already completed the first one. This was only 400 calls.
Oh, I think it's because you can't edit anymore because it's completed.
Yeah, well, no, like this one, you see how it's still processing?
Yeah.
The only way you can do this is either pause it, but you telling me that it'll shoot all the numbers out. Here,
what about edit fetch quantity?
Yes.
How does that work?
Oh, what happened? I had it right now. Hold on there.
Yeah.
View. Whoa, it removed it. I had the option
on the right side. On the right side. Yeah, that one.
Oh, there we go.
What's that do?
So maybe I put, let me see if it takes it. 0.5. Error. Let me see. Error 0. No, that changes. Okay. So it doesn't allow me. It has to be 1. It has to be 1. The only thing is that I'm out deposit. And then just make sure that I reactivate it. And again, hoping that I don't take an hour, that I don't forget.
Can you go into the actual campaign? Like go into the not bulk actions, but go into the campaign section? Yeah. and then go to that specific campaign, the lien one. Is it this one?
Yeah. You see, it doesn't give you the option to.
How about where it says, send after? Let me see. Go down a little bit. Let me see. Voicemail. Try edit. The first one, yeah, that one. Okay, it doesn't let you scroll back up.
And also remember, we're trying to make it as easy as possible to be able to turn it off and turn it back on. I mean,
Yeah.
the fastest way will probably just to pause it and then just make sure you don't take an hour to reactivate it. And you say, because it does blast them all right? But it'll only be
Yeah,
30. It'll only be 30 dials.
Okay. I mean, I guess if you just factor it in, let's say you wait an hour or two, then you just make sure the next hour or two that it does blast the thing that you're available to
You're
keep
available
picking
to
up.
answer all those,
Yeah.
We'll figure it out like that. Let's see how it works. But yeah, I definitely need to pause it because I'm telling you, I got a lot of calls while I was with the seller. I got 7 calls. I got 3 calls there. So I was there from 10.
Do you
So I
want
got 5 calls.
do you want to basically enable because you can just switch this on and off. You can have, there's basically, if somebody calls you, you can just it can just say while you're on the phone, or if somebody calls you, you can just have it automatically text them back, hey, sorry, I'm on the phone with another seller right now, or something, a message like that. And then you can just
Yeah, it
turn off
has
that
one.
thing.
It has one right now that says, "Hey, I'm on the call right now. Sorry, I missed your call." And then I put did I send you a text? Because usually it's a dial text. It might be because sometimes these people are calling me like a day or after
Mhm.
I actually spoke to them.
Oh, okay. So you have the automatic replies back to them if they call you and you miss it,
Yes.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. So I mean, it's not a big deal if you don't talk to them right away. If you just text them, just say, "Hey, I'll
Yeah.
call you back in like 5-10 minutes" or something like that. It's not a big deal.
I think that the 2 game changers that's happened is one, being able to see all the replies in one page from any campaign, and 2, being able to set up the campaigns. Because right now, I already finished all those campaigns, right? Let me see what it is. And I have to reply to 47 texts. 47 replies. And it's been from this day is probably like 20 and 20 and the rest from yesterday. Did I talk to them? But did I modify the what's it called? I didn't remove the replied, etc. from it. But it's good. So those are the 2 game changers. Again, the SEO, it's key. Make sure it's set up. The GMB is key. Make sure it's set up. That's what I'm fighting. Again, the drip RBM, 1 every 2 minutes, it's key. And the reply trigger is key. And now we added the chat widget reply. So as soon as the chat widget gets activated, I'll get a what's it called? I'll get a notification. Just to get on it right away. Maybe I won't answer if it's late, but at least I know, oh, somebody's replying.
Were you able to do the failed SMS this week?
Yes. So I did. I got it right here. Watch. How many did I do? I did tags. So I found my old campaigns.
Oh shit.
Hold on, let me see. What is this? So remember, I had an issue with them doing the what's it called? Charging me $1,000. That I had.
That was
told
like
you
last year, right?
Yeah, that was last year in June and July. So I downloaded the what's called the
failed list.
The failed list, and then from there I tagged it as DNC SMS. Let's see. D. So if you look, let me show it to you. Share. So you see, I got 12,000 and under DNC, only the SMS version. You know what I mean? So those are DNCs. So I still added it to the campaign, but I know for a fact that DNC won't get, that's what I'm assuming, that DNC won't send out. So remember, I got my total my total lead sources are 63,000, 64,000. So that means that again, I have probably 1/3 of it. It's one fifth of it is what's it called? DNCs, just via text, which is good. So I did it like that. I was able to, I found the old ones and then I uploaded it to here. I did the query. If it had the 303, 306, and I think 308 around the ones, I just DNC'd it as SMS. And then here, I also DNC'd the ones, the old campaigns that I was doing, like the lead notifications, that while the data was still there, I DNC those that were came back as a, what's it called, errors. And now I need to do it. Let me see if it gives them to me. For this driving for dollars campaign, there we go. Like this one's, might as well download it right now. So failed and export. See, and then I open Google Sheets. So you see the SMS logs right here, right here. All this one's from last year. That means I uploaded SMS DNC. That means the day that I uploaded it. So let's open this one, and then let's open. Come on, computer. It's a little bit slow.
It's time to upgrade.
Yeah, but I just got this one this year, the beginning of this year. Like it's not a brand new one. It's a 2012 Mac. It's pretty fast. It's just that I have a bunch of things open, so that's why it's slow. And I'm on the Zoom, and Zoom drags it. So then here we go, undelivered. And then I'll just go right here. Insert left. Tag. DNC SMS. There we go. And this will be the phone. There we go. And then upload it. DNC SMS 8/2022. There we go. And then I created a trigger. So as soon as I trigger it as a DNC, I put the trigger DNC, it automatically DNCs the SMS version. Download CSV. And then you go right here. You go to contacts. And then you upload contacts. And SMS failed. And then next. Then load it. Okay. Then view it. Let's see. On match 3. Cancel. I can't see shit. Yeah, I don't know why they blocked me. Let's see, upload it. And that way, the drawing for dollars that the SMS doesn't work, it removes it.
So I would say have your VA go through that SMS list. Because they have the error codes, if you saw the error codes on the right-hand side.
Okay, and then?
And then you can filter it out. So if you go back to the original sheet, the Google sheet, and because it'll show you the error codes, and 3006 is the only one that you can't fix because it's a landline. But if it's 3003, 3005, and 3007, so you want your VA to basically split that sheet into four numbers: the 3007s, 3003s, 3005s, and 3006.
Okay.
Because the 3007, you just need to fix like your message because it marked it as spam, so you need to change some words. And 3003 and 3005, you just need to text them again and see if it gives you the same error code. If it does, that means the number is usually bad. But generally it should go through because especially if it's a year after. But even if it's like a couple hours or a couple days afterwards, then the number should go through because it's most likely that their phone was off or in airplane mode or the battery died.
Okay.
Yeah, so that list is still usable. That 12,000, those 12,000 leads are still viable. Maybe not all of them, but maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 leads. And then maybe 2,000 of them are actually really good ones.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm still gonna be doing is only DNC the SMS version. So I'm still gonna be RVMM.
Okay.
They're still in the RVM section. But yeah, I get what you're trying to say. So let me see. Did I add here? See. And another thing that I'm doing, all the ones that are coming back as wrong number, and they're already being RVM, I'm gonna have to skip them again. So because those leads are, especially the drawing for dollar ones, they're actual leads that are good because they're either bad houses or empty or whatever, and they're coming back as wrong number. So my skip tracing one failed. Now I do need to put them under another skip tracing and see if those failed. And if it fails twice, then I got to probably put the Facebook force by owner sign on it, because those deals are. Go ahead.
How many are coming back as a wrong number?
Right now, I have 50 in that queue. Let me see.
Okay, so not that much.
Not that many, because I only started this. I have 68. I only started this right now, like this week. And they're most likely they're like 80% driving for dollars, and the other ones are the lead notifications.
Yeah, because the site that I gave you, it only makes sense if it's like over, let's say, like thousands, right? If it's only 50, you don't have to use that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell this lady to do the what's it called, the true people search.
Yeah.
What she does singles, so she'll do the single ones, and see if it comes up, and see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Let me see. I was gonna ask you. So let's say if I re-skip it, right? So let's say I have this 54 calls, right? This 54. I have this. Let's say it's 100. I have 100 accounts that need to get re-skipped, right? So I already have everything in there, and then I re-skip them. How do I know you can use the search as the address? You know what I mean? When you upload stuff, like he says, what do you want to use? You want to use the phone to match it? You want to use the what's it called, the email, or an address? You know what I'm saying? So basically, once I want to upload, but I want to upload to change the number, but now the new number doesn't match the old number that's on my CRM. Would I track? I'll try it by address and see how it works, or I can just delete all these and then re-upload them, right?
You can just upload it, and then it should ask you if you want to either overwrite the data. You can overwrite the data, But there's something that other people do too, is that they just add it in, and then they can have RI just dial the second number automatically. I don't know how to do that yet, but I've seen where people just upload 2-3 numbers to the same person, and then it'll, like, if that first number fails, then SMS, it'll automatically retext that number. So
Okay.
so that's something that is in there in REI Apply. I see people do it. A lot of people do it. I don't know how to do it yet, but I can figure that out.
Yeah.
But that's
What I did
something-
also, talking about numbers, I stopped because I was getting a lot of wrong numbers with the phones 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mm,
So I DNC'd all those. If it's a
Mhm.
phone number, because I had a bunch of data from there that was old numbers that were like the phone number 1, phone number 2.
right.
So the phone number 3 and above, I was getting a lot of bad numbers, like they're not there. So I just DNC'd all those. So if it's a phone number from 3 and up, from my old data, that account itself is DNC'd.
So what you can do, I think, so let's say those 50 numbers, you can tag them again. So let's just, I don't know, whatever, and create a smart list for them. And then just re-upload those numbers, and then have it overwrite the previous data. And then you have that smart list, of the 50, 60 people. That would be one way you can do it.
One way to upload and modify it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this week was that. Just I did I got a new number, tracking the data, the SEO deals, the GMB. I'm trying to get those GMBs back and running. I found out how to pause and I'll see how it works as far as pausing the what's called the campaign, and then waiting for it to re-upload and redo. But yeah, man. So as for you, you said you're barely getting back on the bus, right? And getting back on doing some calls. I know you're probably sick, and it sucks to be sick, man.
Yeah, it sucks to be sick. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do this week is I'm gonna have me and my partner, we're gonna go back at it again. And so we're only gonna focus on the for sale by owners, just because, not do the pre-foreclosures. I'm not copping out, but I think right now I just need to focus on one lead source and that works, and double down on it, instead of having shiny object syndrome and like do this, do that, and do this and do that and do that.
Yeah, especially if it's working. If you already prove the concept before you try to grab another lead source, again, make this lead source that's working be like a little choo-choo train that is just crunching data, skip data, text data, call data, get deals, get leads, close it, and then do the same thing. And once you do that, then you bring another deal source. Yeah. Because talking to a pre-foreclosure and talking to a for sale by owner is totally different conversations. Yeah. But the first thing, you got to make sure you master the for sale by owner and the lease options, and then you can, once you know how to master, now you know what, I'm gonna get a lead. Every time I scrape 1,000 and I do calls, I get 50 calls and I get 10 leads and I get 1 deal. Once you know that, okay, that's my workload for the 1,000. That's on a weekly basis. Okay, so I know this. I'm doing a 3-hour block here for that. Now I know, okay, I got another hour. Okay, now let me try to do the pre-foreclosures. Let me call those pre-foreclosures and see how that one works, and see how many calls I get. If I get 1,000 pre-foreclosures, do I get 50 calls, or do I get 100? Do I get 30, like 300, or what? And how those conversations are going, so you know how to modify it. Like for me, if I dial, my breakdown is if I schedule one every 2 minutes, and I do from 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do 10 hours and a half. So in 10 hours and a half, how many? So I do 30 times 10 plus 15. So I'm doing 315, talking about reverse engineering, right? I'm doing 315 dials a day. If I can answer it, I'll get 57 plus 18. Was that 57 plus 18? 57 plus 18. I'm getting 75 dials to me, right? And that's scattered throughout the day. Okay, now from those dials, how many were wrong number? I'd see how many are wrong number. So can I do a trigger for the wrong numbers? The triggers for the wrong numbers, but again, what can I do to eliminate that? How many of those are not interested? Because they're not interested in what I'm doing. I'm putting them in my polio campaign. They're lead sources already. If it's not
Mhm.
interested, it's a lead source, because I'm gonna keep it there and I'll follow up in 6 months. I'm not gonna move it no more, because I know there's a reason why I skip trace these accounts, because there's a motivation. So I want to create as many leads flow, as many leads. Oh, that is your house, perfect. You don't want to sell it now? No, perfect. Follow up in 3 months, I'll be ready to sell.
Mhm.
So that's one of them. And then from there, how many out of those 75 calls that I get 75 calls, and this is not even a week, dude. This is hold on. These are 75 calls a week. And so basically I'm doing 75 divided by 6 days. I'm getting 12 calls a day.
Yeah, 12,
Right?
12 inbound calls. Yeah.
12 inbound calls a day. So now, like, can I double that? Because today, and it kind of proves the fact.
Yeah.
Because yesterday, how many calls did I tell you? Like, I got 29 yesterday, right? It's 5, 2, 1, 3, 5, 5, 3, 1. Yeah, yesterday I got like 25 calls, because it was a campaign that went off. It was the same driving for dollars, but this one ended this week. This one ended right now, like at 1. That's why I'm getting more calls. The other one, so I'm getting like 25 calls a day if I keep it on a constant volume of 300 calls, 310 calls. So again, 25 a day. I'm getting 25 calls. How many wrong numbers? How many not interested? And the not interested, I'm putting them back. How many? Who's this? How many? Again, that's how you get granular as far as to see how much time it needs to be allocated to this one. So now once I have this mastered, I'm looking at probably once I have a month worth of data from doing the RVMs. This is the second week, second week, right? I think, yeah,
I think
second or third week.
Third week. Yeah.
Third week. Okay, so I'll see the full month worth of data, and then I'll see, okay, this lead source is costing me $200 $200 a month, and I'm getting this many calls a day, and I'm getting this many leads a day, a month, and I'm getting this many deals a month. That's one. And now, okay, I have my bandit signs. Of course, my bandits are constant. The same thing. Now from this one, I'm gonna see for what's called from my VA, my cold caller VA. I was thinking when I was doing the math, doing 20 hours a week, so he can still do some calls, because I don't want to go too crazy on my expenses.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he said I keep on a full time, it's almost 300. It's 140 times 3. That's almost what, $500 for him by himself. Again, it works, but again, remember, I want to make sure that I also do the deals, that I can actually track the deals.
Yeah.
And that I actually, keep my expenses down, because easily it can get out of hand.
Yeah.
So then that's another thing that I've got to do for that one. So that's how I reverse engineer. Like for you, okay, how many silos do we scrape? How many silos do we contact, either SMS or call? Usually your resource is SMS, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do, let's say you do 1,000, and you do 1,000 a day, right? You said you're looking at
no, 1,000 a week, 1,000 a day.
Okay,
We're gonna get
so it's 200. Let's say it's 150 a day, right?
Uh-huh.
So 150, and then how many replies? I get 20, whatever, and then you go from there. That's how you reverse engineer your time. So when you want to add another lead source, like I would definitely recommend you doing the lead source of the RVMs and then waiting for them to come in.
Yeah.
Because they're inbound calls. And now
we're gonna try that too. First though, I want to try the so I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna buy another number. So we're gonna keep still the 1,000 a week for that one thing, because we know it works. We can double down on that later on. But then I'm gonna have, like, let's say a cold calling section. So let's say I'll do like another 500 for cold calls, and I'll do like another 500 for RVMs. But I want to test out, especially for this week, the 5-line dialer. And because 500 leads, calling them 3 times, that might take a day, that might take 2 days, that might take 3 days. But calling it 3 times and then maybe trying again. So
who's doing your cold calls?
So nobody's doing the cold calls now, but we've done a lot of cold calls for Zillow, so we already know how the conversations are.
Okay, no, as far as I'm telling you is, again, one of the things that you need to manage is your cost.
Yeah.
Because yeah, the lead source will work, the RBMs will work, the dialer will work, but you want to mind your cost.
Yeah.
You want to make sure, because again, your business is just starting to give fruition as far as making deals. You don't want to overflow it with cost.
Yeah.
Because now once you overflow with cost, now I have to close a deal. Now it's more stressful, like, oh fuck, I'm already down $3,000 and I haven't gotten a deal. You know what I mean? It sucks. It sucks to be like that, to be behind the A ball, like, oh shit. Because that's when I got those 3 months, that was $1,000, like, god damn. And I got a deal that covered it all. But man, it took 3 months to get that money to give me a deal, just because I was blasting so many. So also mind your cost. Again, step into those things like if you're going through a maze, as far as don't go all in. Or like, okay, take one foot here and then stop and then turn left, turn right, and then go on. Don't go like, oh, full blast. Let me go 100% with the RBMs or with the cold call, like the power dialer, because you're gonna spend money. If you don't do it yourself, you gotta get somebody to be able to squeeze all the money from the power dialer cost. Is you need to have someone full time. And if you're not gonna do it, you're gonna pay somebody. Even when you pay somebody $3 full time, that's what, $120 a week times 4. That's again to be able to have a good data, some good data. You have to go a full month to see if it works or not. So 120 times 4, that's $460 plus the $30 for the dialer. That's what, 490 plus the data cost as far as dial outs. Okay, if the power dialer is gonna dial $500 a day per se, what is that gonna cost me? You said, so what's the cost for a dial out?
I think it's an outbound is like it's like a little bit more than a penny. I think it's like a penny and a half, maybe.
So let's say a penny and a half, and then the time on the call, they charge you by time on the call as well, right?
You're right.
So let's say it's a penny 7. Well, he's on the call and answering yes or no, right? On average.
Right.
So it's 0.017 times, let's say, what do you think the power dollar should be dialing on a daily basis? How many dials?
Yeah, if you
because
let
me give you my background. My dialer, my VA can dial $300 a day with a single dialer. But now that you have the power dialer, let's say it's 1,000 dials a day per se.
Yeah.
So times 1,000, that's $20 a day more. So you got, again, it adds up. So you're paying this guy, let's say you're paying the VA $3 times 40 hours. That's 3 times 8. That's $24 for the caller, $20 for the ring outs caller, and it's gonna be 30 times 12 or times 5. It's 20 plus $2 for the power dialer, right? So that's what.
How many leads is it? So if it's is this 30 days or is it 20 days? So if for a month it's going to be, I guess you'll need 20,000 dials, right? For if we were
if you're doing $1,000 a day,
for 20 days,
mind you this, are you going to be recycling the data? So let's say for this day it's 500 accounts they're going to get dialed 3 times, 4 times, depending, so you can recycle them all. Or maybe like, to make it more simple and make it 1,000, it's 250 accounts. The first dial, you only contact 20, and then you remove those 20 out. And then the second dial, you contact another 10, and you lose 10 out. Now you got 30. And then the third dial, you remove those, and you got 5 more. So you can get through all the list of actually calling them. Actually, not calling, actually getting them on the phone. You know what I mean? So you might only need 250 leads for the day, but you're gonna dial the same list 4 times. So you can get at least 50% contact rate. You know what I mean? And that hits you 1,000. So with that, you're at $46 a day.
Shit.
It's a lot of money, dude. Again, and if you do that, 46 times there's 20. If you, let's say they don't do Saturday, they only do Monday to Friday. 46 times 20. That's $1,000, dude. $920.
Yeah, it
Just
makes
for that's for that strategy.
this fucking person better get me a deal. Fuck,
Yeah,
1,000 a month?
definitely. Because that was me when I went to 3,000. I went 1,000, and I wasn't even looking at it. I'm like, oh shit! When I got the bill, like 1,000. Now this time's 3 months, it's $2,700. You see how it adds up real quick. Now, if you get a deal for 70K, then perfect. That ain't nothing, right? But you also want to get your best buck, the best bang for your buck. But
Right.
do it. What's it called? Like when people say you fall gracefully, like you fall with grace. You don't fall boom into it. You're like, oh, you're driving into it. You know what I mean? You don't want to go all 920 a month into it. You're going, let me do this. Let me do half power, or let me do it myself. Here, your biggest cost is your collar.
Yeah.
So let me do it myself for the first month and see how it goes out.
Yeah.
And then you see, okay, and then the reason why you want to do it yourself is you say, okay, if I'm full time on a day, I'll dial out 1,000, but I'll only have every hour I'll have 3 conversations. So that's gonna be where you're gonna be judging your VA at. Like when I did my calls, the reason why it's $300 a day is because that's what I was doing.
Right.
And the reason why it was 50 conversations a day, because that's what I was doing. So that's how I'm gauging him, because I'm doing it like that. I can do $300 a day. I can do 50 conversations, and I can do 1 lead. So you're being judged by that. So for you, in order for you to judge if it's good or not, I would be, if I was you, maybe not the whole month, do it for 1 week yourself on the phone for the whole 8 hours and see how the flow is. And you see, okay, you know what, on average, I'll answer 10 calls a day from the power dialer, and those 10 calls, that's 50 calls a week, and I'll get one lead. So now you judge your VA. Once you bring your VA, okay, VA, these are your what's called your data points of requirements for your employment. You have to be here. You gotta be on average answering 20 calls, and you're gonna get 1 lead or whatever. You back into it. But again, be safe, because it's $920.
Right. And your cold caller is just asking like 3 or 4 questions, right? The qualifying questions.
Yeah, cold caller is basically, are you interested in selling? Yes. Okay. What's the condition? Yes. And do you have a price in mind? The prices between the county appraisal district below, either between the county appraisal district and the silo. Let's say the silo is 100 and the cat's 50, and it's in the middle. It works. I can talk to them like that. If it's more than 100 than the silo, then they ask why, and then okay, and then they bring the cat value into it. Boy, the county appraisal has it at 50. Why are you asking 120? And then I just hear him out. I can hear the conversation, how it goes. So when I call it, then I know how flexible he is on his price. If it's real eminent, if it was real aggressive with his 120, or is he soft in the middle? He say, yeah, he's 120, but you probably take 50 or 60 when I talk to him. And those are one of the questions that he asked.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. You record your calls, right? How do you record your calls where it doesn't say, like it? Because when I try to record my calls, it says this line is being recorded for.
Just put a space. So when you,
okay.
So yeah, you have to put a space. Let me show it to you. I found it in one of the trainings. So when you go to automations, when you go to settings, and you go to phone numbers. So you go to phone numbers, and then you go to the call recording. Let me show it to you. You see a call recording here?
Right.
You see there's a space.
Okay.
Just put like 3 or 4 spaces. And it works.
Just be safe. Okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't do anything. It just records it. Yeah, because I had to ask that question, like, where do you get to record it? And like, okay, that's how it works. It's just a matter of putting space.
Yeah, that's a good tip, because I tried to do it, and then
it'll say this call being recorded.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that might be a deterrent. People might just like, they don't want to get recorded.
Yeah,
so
they're always turned off by that. They're like, who's calling? What company are you from? What is this?
Yeah, and also remember, like for me, the RVMs, how I modified my answering. Yeah, I'm just following. Did you get that? Now, when I get the call from the RVM, it says at the address 123 Main Street, and I just hear the Main Street part. I don't usually hear the accent for this lady. I can't understand it. So I just hear the name of the street. It's like, yeah, I'm just following up. Did you get our letter there at Main Street? And I pause. That gives me enough time for me to open my phone and look at my app. He's like, what do you mean Main Street? Yeah, we mailed you a letter. It was a green envelope with gold lettering. It was sent last week to a house on Main Street. Did you get it? That's already giving you 20 seconds, almost a conversation. Well, what is this? Yeah, what happened is that my boss mailed a letter. Is that property 123 Main Street yours? He's like, yeah, okay. We wanted to see if you were interested in selling it. They're already hearing you out, and now it's not. Remember, this is about pattern interrupt, so you don't get the "oh no, I'm just looking" reaction. Like when you're in the mall and somebody comes, "Hey, you need help?" "Oh no, I'm just looking." You don't want that reaction, so you first initiate with the pattern interrupt. "Hey, did you get a letter already? They're in Main Street." You bring a point of that they know Main Street. Like, what? Yeah, we mailed a letter yesterday, not yesterday, 2 days ago, to the house on Main Street. Did you get it? Like, what is this? If you count it, you're already 10 seconds in there. Yeah, we mailed you a green envelope with gold, whatever. A gold envelope with whatever. Green envelope with gold lettering to the house on Main Street. And they're still confused. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, my boss, is your house 123 Main Street? Like, yeah. Well, the envelope that we sent was an offer to see if you're interested in selling it. I don't know if that's the right address or if you're even in the market. He was like, no, get me out your list. But at least they heard you out. They didn't dismiss you in the beginning. No, I'm not interested. No, they like, okay, who's this? What? Wait, if you look at my calls, let me see if I can play one. That's how they go. Like I spoke to a lady this morning. That's going to be added to my follow-ups. She didn't want to sell it. She had lost the property to taxes, and now what's it called? She had lost the house to taxes, and now her husband's in hospice, and her husband, she said she'll probably eventually die, the husband, but she knows that she'll eventually, once the husband dies, she won't have money to pay for the house, because the house is being paid through the taxes, through the husband's benefit. So she knows, like, I have to give it back or sell it, and that's where I'm gonna come in to try to buy it from her once the husband passes. You know what I mean? Let me show it to you.
But yeah, that's good. You hit him with the pattern interrupt, and then you hit him with the reason I'm calling is, did you get the thing? And it's like the thing with the green or the red or the yellow, and they're like trying to figure out in their head, right? Now they're registering. Red, green, yellow package, maybe not. Like, yeah, the reason why I'm calling is are you interested in selling? My boss is just wondering or something like that. So then you slid in, right? So their brain is already registering 10, 20, 12 seconds. They haven't hung up. They're trying to figure out who you are. And then you hit them with the real reason why you called.
Why you're calling, yeah.
You're right. And then they have to listen because they're like already trying to register.
They're already alert. They're trying to figure it out. So look at this call. This was this morning at 12:15. And I was driving on this call. I'm scrambling to get the address because I'm trying to.
Yeah, hello.
I even do.
Hello. Yes, sir. Just calling you. Did you get the letter there on the house on Avenue? The letter?
The letter?
Yeah, we mailed you a letter. If you're interested in selling that property on Avenue.
What?
Do you have a house in Avenue Street?
Avenue, no.
You don't have one there?
Avenue, no. What for?
Let me check it out.
Because I was saying Evano, but I didn't know the address yet. I couldn't find the address, the actual street number. So I'm trying to learn the name, so he gives me more time for me to log in. And then I logged in and watch.
Are you Rogelio by any chance?
What is it for?
His name is Rogelio. That's the name, but I don't have the address yet. Watch.
We're trying to see if you want to sell the house on Evano, 123 Evano Drive. On Juan.
Oh,
See, now I found the address, 123 Evano Drive.
I'm not selling my house.
No, I'm not selling my house. So this is what he's not selling right now. This is gonna be a follow-up. But you see, he gave me a whole minute. He heard me out
Yeah.
for a minute. So the pattern interrupt of the first 20 seconds gave me 40 seconds for me to explain what I'm doing there.
Yeah.
And that's the key, because you want around saying, I'm not interested. You want to be heard. Like I was telling my when my other VA was doing it, like, all I want you is them to hear you out. You don't want to get, I'm just looking. You don't want to get that automatic response, because usually that's just an automatic response. I'm not interested. It's not they're not interested. They don't want to hear you. It's just an automatic response.
Yeah. If you don't even have their attention, you've lost, like, they're not
You've
gonna
lost
hear
everything.
anything. Yeah, you lost
Yeah,
everything.
they're not gonna hear anything. So
That's
that's
a
part
growth.
of Claude and Justin's pattern interrupt. You're interrupting their pattern of saying back to you by throwing questions that they kind of know about, but now they're intrigued. Like, what are you talking about letter? They do get letters. First of all, they do get letters, and they do have a house in Maine. So, hey, did you get the house in Maine? The letter on the house in Maine? They're like, oh shit, what's going on? What letter we're talking about? You give 2 points reference that they know all people get letters, and I know that for a fact. If it's a good number, they have an address in Maine. And that's why if you look at my reporting, let me see if I can show it to you. Because if you pull most people's reporting, I'm pretty sure. Watch, I'm giving, and you see here's the proof of what I'm telling you about. If you pull most cold callers in the beginning, when they're doing the cold calls, what is the average call time? It's usually like seconds, like 10 seconds, because they're getting hung up on real quick, right? Most of when I started that way, I was getting 20 seconds and they were hanging up. Look at this. Average call duration, a minute. They're actually giving me, so out of the 56 calls that I did for the week, I got a minute's worth of data, of information, a minute's worth of time from them.
Yeah.
So that means they heard me out. Because if this is like 10 seconds, hello? Yeah, is this your house on Main Street? Click. They're hanging up on you. They're not hearing you out.
Right.
But see, the proof is in the pudding. When I switched it, I told you last week that I had switched it, because last week they were hanging up on me. Because I was like, hey, is this the house on Main Street out of way? And I changed to a pattern interrupt, and they increased.
Yeah, and it sets it up for the follow-up too. Because if they're spending at least a minute for you, right, it's easier for them to register than all the people that say the same thing and then they hang up on them. They're not gonna register who the fuck you are. But things like, yeah, I talked to you, blah, blah, blah. Remember, we talked about the green package. They're always going to remember that green package.
Yeah,
thing.
green package with gold lettering. And I throw something, it was bulky, it wasn't flat. I didn't send them in.
But they're not going to remember what you sound like, apparently.
Yeah, they don't, I can tell you, they don't. And the good thing about the ROI reply, it records all the calls, they stay there on the system. So I can always play, before I call them, I play it. Okay, now that again, you see the energy that you get when you're in the system, that you're learning, like your energy, like, oh, I'm pumping up. Let me try this one now. Let me try this way now. And again, as far as you going into a new campaign, look at the cost, like, oh shit, $920 just to test something out. Like, man, you're like for me, if I was gonna spend $920, I like that. For me, it's 1,000 bandit signs. I'm like, man, I haven't proved. Like for me, bandit signs is a proven concept. I know I probably, if I put every 30 bandit signs that I put, I get 1 call. So I'm like, damn, like 920. Where else can I allocate 920 so I can again get more money back? Like it's kind of guaranteed, because you know the patterns. You know what I mean? So again, you're like, oh, you know what? I don't have anything. I do have 920. So ask yourself, you know what? I have 920 here as a fund. And usually you want to test it out for almost 3 months. It's 3 months, which is a good testing range. So that means, do I have 3,000 just laying around to test the funnel? You're like, well, I do. Perfect. That means I don't have to get resources from the funnel that's already working to fund this funnel that I'm testing out. And your cold calling works, but it depends if it works for you. It depends how good the power dollar is. It depends how good the data is. It depends how good your conversations is. It depends how long you can put the customer on the phone before they hang up on you. So I was like, for me, like 3,000 to test the funnel, it's worth it. But maybe if I can bring the 3,000 to 1,500, that means $400 a week. How? I'm doing the calls.
Right.
$500 is more feasible than 1,000. You're like, shit, 1,000 is still $1,000, dude. You know what I mean? It's a lot of money. And again, it's not that you're not making money, it's that you want to be as frugal as possible, because you need to make sure, again, once you start earning money, Vic, you want to make sure that that dollar you get gets stretched out to its full capacity, not just let it go. Like, you're not on vacation. Like, when you're on vacation, you don't care. You spend and spend and spend, but you're on vacation. But when you're earning the money, you want to make sure that it stretches as much as possible, that it covers as much as possible, as far as to get as much money back as possible. But yeah, again, now you know, at least you know the numbers. At least I was able to give you a little bit of numbers. It's going to be around $1,000 a month to test this power dialer with a VA that you, again, if you don't use a VA, it's going to be half, $500. If you do it yourself for 8 hours consistently for a whole month, for 20 days, that's going to be more or less $500. That includes the power dialer and the dials. Not including the.
I'll probably, to test it out, just do half that. I'll probably do 2 to 4 hours or something like that. Because I think with that, for let's say a week, it's enough data for a VA to do it part-time. Because
the reason why I tell you a whole day, because you know, every city, every county, every has the higher rates of answering. Some people answer in the morning, some people answer in the afternoon before lunch, some people after lunch, some people are right at 6 when they get out of work. So you need, again, and the reason why, you can learn from other people telling you, but someone tells you this much, someone tells you this time, someone tells you this time. What I like doing is testing my own data and see what data works at what time. Because it might be the same data, like you're saying, absentee, but it's not being sourced the same way. It's not being sourced from the same what's called skip tracing company. It's being sourced through retrieval search. It's not absentee data, it's niche data from the county. So it's different data. You know what I mean? So again, I try to test to see if the concept works for me. And again, I want to get the whole week worth, 8 hours, 8 to 6 worth of data, so that I can point, and then you look at the reporting. I think here it tells you, let's see. I don't know if it tells you filters, like what times were the most answered ones. Again, I don't think it tells you here. No, I'm looking at the ARIA reply. It only tells you how many answered calls, how many missed calls. 77 calls for August. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't. Let's see if I can. Let me do July. Yeah, it doesn't tell you. Wow, damn. In July, man, I didn't even know this shit. I had 947 missed calls in July. Damn. That's a lot of missed calls, dude.
That was because your VA was gone in jail, right?
Well, I need to see what campaign I was doing. Was I doing the campaign, the regular? Man, it's a lot of missed calls, dude. That's too many missed calls. That means that I got 1,100 calls in. Let me show it to you. See, I didn't even know this, man.
I think you can export that list too.
See, July 1st to July 31st. Missed 947 missed calls.
How many did you miss the previous month?
I wasn't doing the RVMs. I was just doing text. Let me see. Sure.
Oh shit.
What is this? I didn't even know that. Is this right? I don't think I got. You think so?
How about the previous month? Because it's just 1 month of data. You don't know.
I'm trying to click it. It's not working. Okay. Mace.
Oh,
26.
that's weird.
So what did I do in June? It's gonna look
June's
crazy.
crazy. It's
Look,
2,000
no, June and
missed
July, dude. They're both crazy. There's gonna be almost 4,000 missed calls here. Look. That's fucking crazy, dude. Why did I miss 3,000 missed calls? You don't think that's at least 40 deals in there?
At least, I don't know, maybe.
Why the fuck did I miss so many calls, dude?
I think you can export that list somehow so you can figure it out. And then it should have tags.
Man, that's too much data to miss, dude.
That's good.
I didn't even know that, dude.
Good
if
thing
you
you're
look at-
figuring it out now before you talk to Enrique.
When
You
did
can
I start
figure- You started 3 weeks ago.
the last week of July, right?
No, I think before that.
The 18th?
Yes, somewhere around there.
You see, it's 36. That's reasonable. But what was
Yeah,
I
so
doing? Was my
It
VA
was
calling?
before that. No, your VA was in jail. I think.
You see, 911 calls from July the 1st to July the 17th. I had 911 missed calls.
But your VA was in jail at that time, right? Because I think he was in jail since June. Because you told me.
Yeah, I can tell you if through my what's it called, my PayPal, to see if I paid. I didn't pay him. Oh, let me stop sharing.
Because I think you were not doing cold calling for about either 3 to 5 weeks before you started RBMing, and you RBM'd
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, so it's about either 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, that's crazy, dude. That's 911 dials that I missed.
Holy shit, that's
I
I
need
don't
to
know
know.
if that's accurate. That's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's not only weird. It's like that's money there that I missed.
That's
Let me see
exciting
this
though.
correct.
There's deals that that means you're not working at maximum efficiency.
So the last payment that I gave him was June 15th. So July
Mhm.
to July 1st to July 17th, I had no one dialing at all. Why do I have 911 missed calls?
Did you export the list? You should be able to figure out the.
Let me see. It's working on it. It's not the little sporting thingy.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah, because
fucking
you should be
crazy,
able
dude.
to figure it out
That's-
because you can export that list, make a smart list, and then you can sort it by the tags, and then you can figure out like who is it and if you replied to them or not or whatever.
And it says it's through a cold call voicemail campaign.
Interesting.
Let's see. It was the hot zones. I was doing the hot zones.
Because you weren't RVMing those, so I guess you were just calling them, texting
Wait a
them. You were
second.
texting those, right?
It says, hold on, no. I clicked on this one. So this one says, let me see. Let me show it to you. Yeah, it might be an error as far as, let me show it to you. You see in this list, you see here, it says answered and first call. So you see this one says Oron Campos, cold call, voicemail, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an outgo, it's not removing incoming calls. You see, these are outbound calls, not answered, missed. So this missed is right here, also on the answer and unanswered. It's judging all the missed as being missed inbound or being missed outbound.
Oh, so
But
the dials that didn't reach anybody?
No, that went out and didn't get answered. They're in the missed call. I was assuming the missed calls are only inbound calls.
Oh,
They should be, right? If they're missed, it's because
I
they're
think you
inbound
can
calls.
filter. Try filtering it, and it says filters up there. See if you can filter. Yeah, direction. You should be able to filter out the direction. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, they're all just outbound. That's nothing
Yeah,
to worry about.
that's funny. Yeah, it's crazy. That's $3,000. Let me see. Hold on. Wait.
You had a heart attack.
But wait, there's more. Yeah, man, that's a lot of dials to be missing. There's more. Let's go look for the month. There we go. So
Yeah,
I
seems
had
reasonable.
like 150 calls a month, and I still missed a lot. I missed 75 calls. But
you
now
put
it's
them all
reasonable.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
See, but these are all inbound when people, because the RVM was dropped, they called me back, which is good. You see in July, let's see July. July the 1st to the 31st. So you see, I got 140 calls that I answered. 100 of them, 134 of them were first-time answers, which is good. And look at the average call, which is good. That's when I started. The last 2 weeks of the month, I modified the call range to pattern interrupt. What else is going to tell you? So there's 79 that were not answered. So yeah, this is more feasible, the data. It makes more sense.
If your cold caller is working part-time, he's also working the same hours you're working, right?
Well, my cold caller works full-time when he was working from 8 a.m. Central my time to what's it called? It was till 6 p.m. and sometimes even a Saturday.
Because if you guys are both working the same thing, and let's say you can't answer a call, he can pick it up, and you're both.
Well, how does he do that if he doesn't have a phone line? Like if he doesn't have a physical phone? Because IRA reply doesn't allow you to answer it on the phone. You can dial out from the computer, but you cannot receive it in the computer unless you have like a call tool.
But you can receive it on your phone app, right? Because it should.
That's true.
Yeah, and if you can do that.
No,
then
it doesn't. It only gets forwarded to the. How would it?
Phone,
can
right?
you? It forwarded to your headset, to your phone. Do you put the number?
No, you're right. So it does forward it. For example,
You need a VoIP number. You need an actual. What's it called? You need an actual.
So what you can do is, let's say you get a text now or a Google Voice number, and you can forward it to that number, and it will ring his thing.
If he answers it on the phone, yeah, I get you. Yeah, if he has the Google on Google Voice, the Google.
Because it'll ring the app on his phone, and then he'll get it just like if it was a phone thing.
Yeah, I guess that's a workaround. Yeah.
So that's
the reason why I want to do this is because I want to do this channel myself, the one that's RVMs for the whole month, and see how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to add him for the cold calling for his side.
It's for when you start doing it from instead of 2 minutes to 1 minute, because then there's no way you can like do all of them, right? So then while he's there and he's not dialing somebody, he can just go, okay, hey.
Get inbound. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And maybe that way I don't have to pause it.
Yeah.
Okay, my guy. Any questions before I know we've been here a while. We were getting used to this 2 hours and a half kind of deals. What's I gonna ask you? Yeah. So you have any questions for you, man? I know you want to make sure that you do your for sale by owners. Make sure you reach out to them. And remember, if you're gonna increase a new channel or do a new channel as far as the marketing channel, then you are aware of the cost. Because the costs are gonna be there.
I'll probably do the part-time in like 2 to 4 hours a day, but instead of 1 week, I'll do 2 weeks. So it's easier to manage. Because it'll be the same thing as doing it for 8 hours a day actually it'll be a little bit better than doing 8 hours 7 days or 5 days in 1 week, because then it's a better data set because it's 4 hours over 2 weeks, right? Because then I can just match the first data set with the second data set to see if they're consistent. But I'll do that. I'll do that, and I'll test out the dialer, because I'll probably test it out before you test it out with your VA. So I'll tell you how it goes.
And see how it goes, man. Tell me how good the dialer is. And yeah, man. Let's get it, man. Thank you for letting me know. Again, now I was able to brainstorm on how to get the what's it called, the chat trigger from the online website, which is good. And I'm gonna just keep on monitoring this. What do I have for this week?
You're gonna
just-
talk to that person tomorrow, right? The Saturday person tomorrow?
Yeah, the
So-
Saturday person. As far as systems, I want to make sure, just again, make sure that I get to the call that I got to call back, and yeah, just monitor them. Use the reply option that is there, and then just make sure that the next week is more answer every time. I might use the pause when I'm
Mhm.
when I'm in the seller, because I do also dial out on Saturday, and I use the pause and see how I react to when I put the play again. And that will
And
have to
you're-
be. I don't think I can pause it from the. No, I don't think I can pause it through the. Let me see. Hold
app,
on.
no.
Let me see.
But
No,
I think you
there's-
should be able to do, so I think there's a workaround. So on your phone, you should be able to go to the website directly. And then change, it should say like enable in desktop mode on your phone. If you're in the Chrome browser or something like that. And then it'll turn like if it was on the
Oh,
desktop.
really? Okay, there we go.
Yeah. But then it's gonna be really, really hard to navigate because it's
Yeah,
so
because
small.
not only that, it's gonna be slow.
And it's going to be really slow. But that is the workaround if you're not accessing your laptop.
Yeah, I have my laptop, which is good. I have my laptop. I was with him. All right, my guy. Well, let's get another deal, man. I got, again, like I said, I got this going back just before we end the podcast. I got this deal, purchase agreement. I'll probably sell it for 165. I'll probably sell it for 155. I'll make 20K on that one. Tomorrow might be a bigger one. I make 30K on
Ooh.
that one. I already listed the property for sale, the one that I purchased. I'll probably make 35, 40 on that one if I don't own or finance it. But yeah, man, just keep rocking. Again, remember, like last week and it was slow, and the next day the SEO worked and I got 2 deals. I got 1 deal locked in. I'll probably lock in 1 tomorrow. But yeah, man, let's have a great week. If you have any questions, Vic, again, thank you for being here. Again, just send me a text. Hey, let's get on a Zoom call, whatever. If not, just be consistent. I know you've been a little bit under the weather, but let's be back consistent and come back with a vengeance now that you're a little bit, you were slow a little bit for the last couple of weeks. But yeah, man,
Let's double
have a
down.
good day. Yeah, let's double
Yeah,
down.
see you
If you
next
have any
week.
questions, again, if I have any questions, I'll definitely text you out, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys, be safe.
See you guys next week.
Yeah, be safe.